And welcome back to the Radisson Hotel and Conference Center here in Titletown, USA for Locker Room. He's George Boots. I'm Bert Crippen. We're rowdy out there today.
Yeah.
Gotta like it.
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. You know, it's fun because this is the time of year, the postseason. Why not have fun? Come out to the show. Like we said, we've got people socially distanced at their tables, and we plan on doing this for another 3 weeks.
Another 3 weeks, Bert, and let's see if I can not only win a Super Bowl ring as a player, but as a board member.
Right. I forgot about that. That's right. You could get one of those as well.
Nice.
Excited. Maybe you can let me wear the 96 one, and then you can keep this one.
I'll loan it to you, and we can.
It is amazing when you think about it, though. Matt LaFleur in 2 seasons, 13-3, both of the regular seasons, 1-1 last year in the playoffs, and this year with as good a chance as any to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think so, Bert. The quarterback play for the Green Bay Packers is unbelievable, and the coaching, everything's just flowing, Bert, for us.
Could we have the MVP and Coach of the Year? Do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I think so.
Yeah. That would be nice. Put it on there. All right, all season long, we've talked to Packers fans or even fans of the opponent during the year. This guy was a high jumper at Green Bay Southwest and the University of Missouri. But his real talent, he took his talents to the broadcast booth, and nightly you can watch him on SportsCenter, on ESPN. Our fan Zoom of the week, ESPN's John Anderson. Well, next to Tony Shalhoub, he's Green Bay's favorite son when it comes to TV entertainment. ESPN's John Anderson. How you doing?
I'd kill to be that funny, that versatile, and have a wall full of Emmys. But I'm good. I'm in Connecticut, and I am socially distant from Lambeau Field, but I'm watching and keeping tabs on it close as I can.
Well, I said entertainment because you also hosted that show where people got knocked off, a big thing into the water, and that's entertainment.
It is. Different life ago. They've renewed it, and I was not required, so now I just watch football games, which isn't terrible.
All right, well then, your impressions of Wild Card Weekend. What did you think of what went on the last 2 days?
Well, I didn't see anybody that made me jump out and go, wow, that's a team to be reckoned with. I kind of thought the Bills would do that, and they had their hands plenty full with the Colts, and I'm not so sure if that's not just kind of it's last year they made the playoffs and lost, but the first time in, you're like, as much as they all say, we're in, but we're not done, it takes a while to get used to that. And I think they went in thinking we're really good and we're prohibitive favorite to get to the championship game, probably meet KC. And I think they had a little moment where they might have had some nerves and it caught up with them, but they got through that. And I think they'll be fine, but I was a little surprised how they played. Beyond that, like you said, I would like to have seen somebody that was really good where I go, wow. I was surprised that, quite frankly, that the Rams handled the Seahawks as easily as they did. It was close in there and some things, but I never ever thought, wow, LA is going to lose this game. So I was a little disappointed. I think Russell Wilson was very good, but he hasn't been that good last couple of months, right? He has dropped off for whatever reason that came through there. So I came through the weekend. And I really thought, boy, those two teams that had the weekend off in Kansas City and Green Bay. Look like they are the teams that have a route to the Super Bowl, and I'm not so sure that the hurdles to get there are as big or as tall as I would have guessed a week ago going in.
Well, obviously, Green Bay will host Los Angeles, and the Rams are one of 4 lower-seeded teams to win in that first round. Was that really because there wasn't a home field advantage due to COVID and less fans in the stands, or none at all, or were those teams just simply better this year?
Yeah, I think it's hard to judge. I think on a whole, if you watch just how they played, all those teams played better. Cleveland just kicked the snot out of Pittsburgh. There was no question that on that day they were by far the better team. Buffalo exerted itself, and they were a higher team. But the Rams, same thing. I'm trying to figure out the home field, Burke, and what I've come to the conclusion is the more home field advantage you have during a full season when things are normal, the more it is a detriment when you go and play now without fans. I think in Green Bay, there's times that's why the Packers have had some struggles at home because they're used to having such a gigantic home field advantage. Same with Seattle. There's such a huge edge with home field advantage. And now you take that away to crickets, and that really plays on you. Whereas you go on the road, you're used to kind of that. And if you can get it quiet, that's to your favor. You go someplace that's neutral. My guess is Jacksonville, doesn't matter if they're playing at home or on the road or in London. There's not a huge, Jag maniacs that are making that such a hard place to play. So I think that factored in a little bit in some of those. And again, I think, the more your crowd helps you under normal circumstances, it works against you. But I think in these cases, the best team went out there and showed itself. And I don't think there was really a fluky result in anything that happened.
Well, the good thing for Green Bay is they had no fans for pretty much half of the season, then 500, and now for this playoff game, they're going to have around 6,000. Now, the matchup on the field, you're going to have two quarterbacks, one with a bad thumb and one with a bad neck from the Rams, playing in about 25-degree weather in January here in Green Bay. As good as the Rams' defense is, do you see Green Bay losing this one in any way?
If I'm speaking from someone who works at ESPN and SportsCenter and trying to do that, I go, you go through all those things that are actually measurable or quantifiable and go, no, I don't see that. As a kid that, had season tickets and section over there in the end zone, like, gosh, no, I think they'll win by a lot, and they've got it made. But I do think those are the two biggest deals, are a team from LA having to come in there, and I don't care how much you want to acclimate yourself, it's a new and it's a different deal. And those two quarterbacks are in a situation, and I know Goff has gotten them to a Super Bowl, but he is in a compromised position health-wise. Wolford, do we even know enough about him? Great, he got him in that one game, and he did all right for a drive and a half, but, he's still sort of a wild card in a really big stage. I do think Goff, having been there, is a guy that won't shrink from the moment. He'll be fine. He'll know how to operate that game. But he every once in a while throw one to you. And so I do think then it comes down to, does Aaron Donald wreck your whole offensive lineman and your quarterback? And can Jalen Ramsey lock down, whether it's Devontae? I imagine, right, they're going to do him the whole game there. And that's where it comes down to. And in that case, I like the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, to be smart enough to figure his way around that. And as good as Jalen Ramsey is, I'm not so sure that Devontae Adams still doesn't catch 6 or 8 balls. Can you make those effective balls? So, long as Aaron Donald doesn't break anybody's quarterback, I think they're going to be okay.
All right, your favorite memory regarding the Packers growing up?
My favorite memory is probably, and this came out when the Packers did this year. So I get it. I grew up in Green Bay, and I love him, but I was a huge Walter Payton fan. Okay. And so I used to kind of hang on the fence to just kind of watch him go by. And I can still see the first time I saw Walter Payton walk by. I was in the old tunnel, and they just had the cyclone fence, and I was just hanging there as like a 11-year-old waiting. And there Walter Payton walked by. And that's the closest I'd ever been to one of my great heroes that I have ever been. Beyond that, literally every game was a treat to go to. When I was a kid in that kids section to watch, you just, it was amazing. And then you think that's normal, right? And then you go out in the world, whether you go to college or somewhere else, and you go like, you mean you didn't just walk to the stadium on Sunday and go see an NFL team? Like, who doesn't do that? That seems like normal. So that would be one. And then I was lucky. I was there just in a broader scope. I've been there for some of the really fun games that I liked. I was there when Leroy did the Lambeau Leap the first time by accident. I was there when Yancey Thingpin dropped the ball against the Steelers and they made the playoffs. So I was there when Brett came back or Holmgren came back and Brett was horrible against Seattle. So those were kind of memorable. I was there when they retired Brett's jersey. So I've been there for some fun ones that I really enjoy. But there's nothing like just any Sunday as a kid. You could pick one and they're all really just kind of remarkable experiences, and they become more remarkable the farther away you get from them and see that it's just not how normal kids grow up. Hey, I'm going to go see the Packers on Sunday. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny because I saw every one of those things you just mentioned, and Walter was the only Bear that you could like as a Packer fan, that you were allowed to anyway. All right, rapid fire: Bart Starr, Brett Favre, or Aaron Rodgers?
Bart Starr. I'm all in there.
Hey, back-to-back Super Bowl champs, 5-time champion. Don Hutson,
Yep.
James Lofton, or Devontae Adams?
Okay, so this I will go just because this is childhood. I'll go with James Lofton. I'm not so sure he's not third on that list, but just to have watched him play and as fast and graceful as he was, and in an era when the Packers, as I grew up, were not great, he was a revelation to see someone that good on the field. He was remarkable.
ESPN's John Anderson, I appreciate your time. Thanks for being our Fan Zoom of the week.
I appreciate it. Go Pack. We'll be watching and hoping for the best.
All right. We could have just played that 30-minute interview. I had to cut that thing down. I mean, the guy can talk Packers and any sports all day long, literally.
Yep, he loved the Packers. He mentioned the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1995. We played the Steelers, and we beat them. Yancey Thigpen.
Yep. Back corner of the end zone.
Yes.
I was standing right there.
Yep.
That ball bounced right in front of me when it was incomplete, and they won the division for like the first time in 25 years.
Right. And Bert, I played against him in high school. We grew up about 50 miles from each other.
Really? Yancey?
Yes. Yancey Thigpen.
What's he doing today? Any idea?
I think he's back in the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, when we come back on Locker Room, we'll have our keys to the game and take a look around the NFL on Wild Card Weekend with those bids to the championship games on the line. Don't go anywhere.